Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Tuesday, the 10th of September. I believe it is. Um, I'm in the Paw. I'm north in Manitoba this week, and so I'm recording these early, and I've got no clue what day it is, but I think it's Tuesday the 10th. Today, I'd like to share with you again, as I did last week, and I have tons of times in the past, share with you a passage from a devotion from Soul Fuel by Bear Grylls. And this one's called Refuge in Christ. Right from the start of Jesus' life, he was in danger from King Herod, dark forces, numerous temple crowds, and religious chief priests. An endless number of people were filled with anger and loathing for anyone who threatened their authority, for anyone who promoted a message of love and mercy. And so it was that many of the elite always seemed to be conspiring to kill Jesus. Yet he knew it would be like this. The Bible predicted it. Why do the nations conspire and the peoples plot in vain? Psalm 2, verse 1. But Jesus also knew the solution. Blessed are all who take refuge in God. Verse 12. When we face the inevitable storms of life, the best thing we can do is to look up. Know that Jesus has faced much worse. He knows what we are going through, and he will always be beside us, helping us. Trust that goodness will win. These are battles Jesus fought for us long ago and won. Trusting him with our lives and futures is a powerful sign of faith, and faith, hope, and love will never fail. Your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Matthew chapter 6, verse 8. Trust that goodness will win. Have you ever been in a time of your life when things were really frustrating and difficult, and it just felt like you could not win? That you get up in the morning and you already feel defeated before you even put your feet on the floor? I think we've all had those days, and we've probably all had seasons like that as well, that they just seem to go on, and yet we end up here today. Now, some of you may be in that season or having that day today, and if you are, I'm glad you're watching, because I want to give you hope. I want to share with you the good news that lots of other people who have lived through those days and seasons who are watching today recognize that you can get through them. There is hope. Even when things look their worst, what we need to do is look up. I think of when I think I was 9 years old when we adopted my little sister. And as she got older, like she became a toddler and stuff, when she couldn't reach something, or she felt frustrated, or she just, things weren't going well, or she didn't feel safe, she would put up her hands and reach up. And she basically was asking anybody who was around her to reach down and pick her up. She had this sense that all she needed to do for the world to get better was to look up. And to be quite frank, that is how I live my life. There are plenty of days, and there are weeks and seasons, and sometimes there have been even years, when every day was a slog, when it was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know how to do this. But I did know that I woke up in the morning. I took a deep breath, even if I was choking with a cold or frustrated at what was going to happen. I woke up, and I had to get out of bed. I had to face the day. And sometimes the more mature I get, although that is questionable, the older I get, and the more I live, the more I realize that every day what I need to do is to look up and see Jesus. The first thing I can do when I wake up in the morning is say, okay, we're in this together. I'm not by myself. You're helping me. And to know that Jesus has been through all of it, through the existential stuff, through the face of all that, but he also lived through what it was like to not be listened to when people didn't believe who he was or his message. And remember, Jesus wasn't going around every day telling to everybody, I am the Messiah. Look at me, follow me, do what I say. He wasn't. Not very often in the Gospels does he ever even refer to that or come close to it. What he did say was, take care of each other. Blessed are the poor and the meek. He fed people. He healed people. He sat down and listened to people. He sat down with people. He broke bread with them. He didn't offer them some great, huge, big solutions. He did do miracles, They weren't miracles for the masses, they were miracles for each individual person. But for the most part, Jesus simply was. He was present. And that's what we have to look forward to. When your day gets started and you feel like everything is like, I can't do this, look up. Look up and say to God, all right, this is the day I need you. And allow yourself to trust that God will show up, that Jesus will be present. I understand if you are frustrated or you feel like that's never going to happen. But I also know that there have been days, there have been seasons when I've been like, all right, God, you got to show up because I'm like struggling to do so myself. And God has shown up. Not in flashy, wonderful, great, huge, obvious ways, but in gentle little ways. A friend calling or something going well. Sometimes it's just green lights all the way to work. But knowing that we're not doing this by ourselves, knowing that we are okay, we have what we need, whether we realize it or not. We have Jesus, and he's been through it. He really has. He's guaranteed been through more than we have. And we can trust him. So as you go about your day, as you go about your week, I pray that things will go well. But when they're not, if you recognize that they're not, take a moment and look up. Put your arms out like my little sister and just allow God to reach down and to lift you. It will help. I promise. God bless you. I hope you have a great day. I hope you see Jesus everywhere in wonderful and amazing and miraculous ways, and in tiny and not obvious ways as well. Have a great day. God bless you, and I will see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel.